Okay, today we're going to be working on a 2016 Nissan Rouge right here, and we're going to be taking off the front bumper of this vehicle. I've got to get to the windshield wiper reservoir, and the only way to get to it is to remove the front bumper. So this video will cover how to remove the front bumper of a 2016 Nissan Rouge. So these are the tools you'll need to remove the bumper. I brought this little kit here. It's about 19 bucks at AutoZone. It's got a bunch of plastic pry bars and everything that help protect your paint when you're prying some of this stuff loose. So I thought it'd be worth it. It's used for other things besides just taking your fender off. As you can see there, it uses for other things. So I thought this would be good. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips head, and then a T20. See if I can get that on there. It's a T20 bit, star bit, to get off some of the screws that are on this particular vehicle. So as you can see, I already started pulling loose this trim work around the wheel. These are a little white. If I pull it out there, you can see it's a little white bracket that hold on that top trim. I think I pulled two of them, one there and then one right there. I pulled those loose. You just kind of gently pry on both sides of those until you get that particular one loose. Or you're trying to get to a screw. As you can see, that screw right there, that's what you're trying to get to. So you don't need to take this whole piece off, just really the front section. So there are 3 screws you need to take off to get this trim off. This is one that you'll need that star bit for, and these 2 right here, you'll need to take those off with the Phillips head screwdriver. Make sure you turn your wheel in so you can get to these. One you need to take off with your T120. It's all pretty easy. And then these you'll take with your Phillips head. You'll need to pry this off of these little extensions here that screw goes in. You just kind of pull it away with your fingers. So you'll be prying these pieces off, and there's one also down here that needs to be pried loose. Just put and it pulls loose like that. So you got these 3 red, and then you got these white ones. You'll want to go ahead and remove these little white brackets from your car and put them back into the little holders that are on the trim of your car. And the way you do that is you just take a pry piece, and it's got a little indention right here. You just push your pry bar right back down into there, into that little indention. Okay, and then you take your little small flathead screwdriver and push it up into the indention at the bottom. And then you just kind of work it loose. It'll take a few minutes, but you just kind of work it around until you get the piece off. Just like that. And you have the piece loose. And you take your little white bracket and you put it right in here into this little slot. Like that. So when you get ready to put it on, you just pop them right back into place. One here and one there. Next thing you want to do is to unscrew this bolt right here. It's just a Phillips head screwdriver that unscrews it, and takes it loose from the car that you're pulling it off of. Okay, so then you'll like I said, you'll pry loose these little sections here off the bracket. They just pull loose. And these look like this. That's what came out of there. So you put that back in, and then you put your screw back in there. So there's two of those. So just kind of pry them both loose. One at that and one at the bottom here. Okay. All right, so this side is free of everything. They're ready to take the front bumper off. This side, everything is loose that you need to take loose. So you just repeat this same step on the other side. Remember to turn your wheel to the other direction so you can get to all those screws. So just do the same steps on the other side. Okay, on the top you have these, you have 4 of these push brackets in. So you've got one here, and then on the other side you've got one here, and then one here. You also have 2 of these push brackets on the kind of the inside of the bumper. I'm gonna try to show you where this one is. You can see it right there where the light is. That one's got to come out. And you have another one. See if I can get the light over there. I don't know how to get the light over there. And the second push bracket is right underneath here. It's hard to see with the camera, but you'll see it when you start working on your car. You basically push, when you want to take these out, instead of gripping them from the top, you just take a screwdriver and push the bottom up, and it pushes that little screw out. So that's underneath, you know, that section of your bumper. So you got one underneath this section right here, and then you got another one, you know, right down in here. That's another push bracket. So remember to take those 2 out as well. So these come up pretty easy. You just kind of put your screwdriver, or in my case, the plastic bracket underneath here. That pops the center part out, and then you just pry it up with your bracket like that, and that takes that out. And that takes these out just like that. Okay, and you do that for all 4 of those brackets that I showed you earlier. And like I said, when you get underneath there to the 2 that are underneath there, you just kind of push up. You just put your blade and push up on this part right here underneath. You just kind of pry it up a little bit, and that'll pop that center part out, and then you can just take that loose. So here's one of those inside brackets. You just basically go underneath it, push up on it. You can see that comes out real easy, and you just grab it, pull it loose, and it takes those inside out. There are 2 clips that also need to be pushed over. One is right here. You just slide your screwdriver under here and push that clip over, and this will come loose. There's also one right here I've already pulled loose. I'll show you the clip. It clips right into that bracket. Okay, so those 2 clips will need to be pushed through. You're just pushing through with a screwdriver. Okay, at this point I've got all the top brackets out, including those inside brackets right here and right here. So all those are loose. So this is pretty loose right here. And I've got both sides undone around the wheel trims. Okay, now we're working on the bottom of the bumper. You've got 6 screws on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screws to take off on both sides, on either end. Then you have some of these clips that you need to take out. So you got 1, you got 2 there, you've got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 on the end, and then you've got 6 screws on the other side to take out. So that'll be the next thing that we do. Now that you removed 6 screws, now's a good time to reach up in here if you've got fog lights, and you can unplug the fog lights from here. This car does have fog lights, so I was able to unplug them once you get this piece undone. Now I'm going to take these clips off next. Now you can take these plastic clips off with just a screwdriver. It's just a little bit easier with these plastic pry bars. You just kind of pull it loose, and the rubber will just come loose, just like this. Don't be afraid to pull on it, because it is still ripped onto here, so you just kind of pull it through until it pulls loose. And once it comes off, there's a wiring right here that's hooked to this front section of your Nissan. You'll just reach right on in here, unclip that, and just pull your bumper off. Once you unplug this, then the bumper just comes right off, just like that. So you just store it over this like this. Steps to take a bumper off of a Nissan Rouge. Hope this is worthwhile, and if it is, make some comments below. And my next video will be replacing the water windshield wiper reservoir tank on the side. Thank you.